Ian is a Liverpool fan, Paula as well. Let's start with Ian. Hello.
Morning, gents. How you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you. Listen, we were reading some stuff on social media about Trent Alexander-Arnold. What reception is he going to get on Sunday?
It'd be absolutely fine. I think the issue is, for lots of Liverpool fans, is the fact that he's going for nothing. If he was going for 50, 60, 70 million pounds, people would be upset, want him to stay. But it's for the fact he's going for nothing, which they'll see as a betrayal if it happens. And I know it's a bit of a fanciful thing, but that's what football fans are like.
But also, it's changed now, right? Hasn't it? For big players, it's very difficult now to get a big transfer done because of the finances involved. We've gone from having, 20 years ago, we're talking 4 or 5 million quid as a big transfer, maybe 15 at push. Now we're talking 100 million pounds for a proper top player. Clubs can't do that every single year, so you get more of these transfers that happen at the end of contracts. Look at Mbappe, that's happened with him. In terms of what you'd want to happen next, then, would you rather that he went in January for 30, 40 million quid? If he was going to go?
Probably, yes, but then that puts him in a... Yeah, that's probably the scenario. But I think what he should have done, as I say, it's all fanciful again, isn't it? That if he wanted to go to Real Madrid, he should have said to the club, and he must have had an offer of a contract by now, look, I'll sign the contract 4 years, but I want to go to Madrid next year. And then at least that way, everyone comes out.
Well, apart from Madrid, who have to pay extra money, they're not going to want to do that, are they? They're going to be saying to him, "We're going to offer you a contract. You're going to get all the money instead of Liverpool getting it." So, why would he do that?
Well, as I say, it's all in the ideal scenario, isn't it? Which never normally happens in football.
Yeah.
But that's all I'm saying is that's what Liverpool fans will think, that he's hasn't really, even though he has showed his loyalty by going for nothing. That's what's going to happen.
Okay, cheers. Thank you very much, Ian. Let's go to Paula, who's James is a Liverpool fan. Hello, James.
Yes, hi, Alex. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, mate. What do you want to say?
Yeah, I just want to say, it's the Trent issue. I think it's the club. Obviously, they've made a bit of a mess up of the situation, but ultimately, I think the fans are just annoyed at how Trent himself has gone about it, or whoever.
But we don't know, though, do we, how he's gone about it? Because he's kept his own counsel. It's only reports from Spain suggesting that he's told Real Madrid that he wants to go there.
From Real Madrid mouthpieces?
Yeah. So as far as we're concerned, he hasn't yet relayed his decision to Liverpool, and contract talks remain ongoing.
No, I appreciate that, but I think he should come forward for the fans, because ultimately, the fan base of all these sports clubs, football clubs, they're the ones who pay everything. So surely he owes something just to kind of clarify the issue to the fans.
But it might be that he comes out in a couple of weeks and he's signed a new contract. That is still a possibility.
But yeah, no, I completely understand that. But he could literally do a little token note and say, I want to stay. I'm happy where I am and I want to stay. But I do not hold any grudge if he wants to go to Madrid. Obviously, it's a brilliant club, but I think all he has to do is come forward and say either way, and that's it.
Yeah, but James, if he does that, he kills his negotiating position with both clubs, doesn't he? If he says he wants to go, then Real Madrid know they don't have to make him the big super offer, because then he's already played his hand. If he says, I want to stay at Liverpool, know they don't have to give him a massive, great big super offer and loads of caveats and promises, because he's already told them he wants to stay. So that isn't, realistically, that isn't going to happen, is it? Because that's not how negotiation works.
No, Sam, I completely agree with that. But on another point then, I'd say, how much money does someone want? How much money? I know football's football. I love it. It's like a drug for people. But ultimately, how much money does someone want? Mo Salah is on nearing 20 million a year.
So do you feel the same about Mo and Virgil van Dijk are in the same situation?
No, I think Mo and Virgil, right? They're at a certain age. If you go somewhere else, you might be, they might be played as a bit part player, where Trent can be a key player, and they have their best years at Liverpool. Trent could still have better years at Real Madrid or wherever he goes. So I think it's a completely different situation. And Mo and Virgil, they will probably stay. But Trent, he can go. It's absolutely fine. But I think let the fans know, how much money do you want? Ultimately, that's the key for this. If he's playing the fans, and the media and staying silent for his own benefit, financial gain, well, fair enough. But come on, the greed is unbelievable.
Okay, James, thank you very much. 0371 722 3344. Paula, hello.
Hiya. Happy New Year, guys. You all right?
Happy New Year to you as well. Is it going to be a Happy New Year for Trent Alexander-Arnold?
It depends what he decides. Honestly, I think it's a lot of hysteria about it, which, is ironic because I had a total meltdown on your show when Klopp announced he was going, and look how wrong I was.
Yeah.
But
no one could have seen that at the time, right? And that's just like attachment. We all get attached to managers, especially if they've done great jobs, and when we appreciate what they've done.
Absolutely. And he'll always have a place in our hearts, exactly the same as all our past players have places in our hearts. And I'm pretty sure Trent will go. He's 26 years old. He spent his whole life in Liverpool. The allure of that white shirt might be just enough for him to want to go. But I honestly think when he gets a bit older, he'll regret it. I think Mo and I think Virgil stay, and I think Trent will go. And we've got Conor Bradley stepping up, who is immense. We need him back straight away. I think he should be back this month. And he can slot into that place. It would be nice to have the both of them. But Liverpool Football Club is a lot bigger than any one player. And he will realise that if he goes, because I can't think of anybody who's gone and done better by leaving our club.
Okay, cheers, Paula. Thank you very much. Cameron's a Liverpool fan. Hello.
You all right?
Yeah, we're good, mate. You?
Yeah, great show, by the way. I listen all the time.
We'd love to have you along. What do you want to say to us this morning about Trent Alexander-Arnold and Liverpool?
He would have my blessing to go, but to be fair, what I see is everyone says Real Madrid, it's Real Madrid, and then when it comes to United, it's United. But we are Liverpool. And I think in the last 14 years, FSG has set in motion, we are going to be the most dominant club in 5 years to come. And if he goes, we're chasing Champions Leagues. They're our rival. So not in the Prem, but in Europe, they are a direct rival. But it is what it is. It's football. Interesting.
Cameron makes a point there, Crook. That whereas before we might sort of suggest that if you go abroad, it's slightly less, antagonistic because you're not being sold to a direct Premier League rival. Actually, Cameron makes the point that actually nowadays, because the Champions League is the way it is, Real Madrid are direct rivals for that competition and probably direct rivals later down the line for the Club World Cup, for example. And if those trophies mean more to the younger fans or whatever, then that could cause animosity in the future too.
Yeah, I think it's a brilliant point when you think the two have met in Champions League finals. And again, even with Real Madrid's current struggles, you would expect them and Liverpool to go deep into the draw this season. That's an interesting text that we've had in there, suggesting that maybe Trent Alexander-Arnold feels a bit betrayed that the club didn't sort this situation out earlier, and that's from Paul in Somerset. And I understand that. As I repeat, it's almost unique, isn't it, that any club let a player of the stature of Trent Alexander-Arnold get to this stage of his contract. Maybe he didn't want to sign it. But to have three of them all coming to the end of their contracts.
Maybe they know they're not stupid. They're in great negotiating positions themselves. They wanted to see what was happening with a change of manager. They wanted to see what was happening with a change of football director, overlord. The whole structure behind the scenes at Anfield has changed over the last year. So
I don't think that uncertainty helped.
So why wouldn't they just wait and see and make their decision later? So the players might have turned around and said, no, we're not doing it yet. Come back to us in a year's time. You don't know. Yeah, and one of the things that is clear is we don't know how the negotiations have gone because they've kept it very quiet. And actually, you could say Trent Alexander-Arnold in particular, who hasn't said a single word on the matter, has kept his dignity, kept his head down, and just got on with his job. He hasn't stopped performing for Liverpool, has he?
No, quite the opposite, in fact. And the same with Salah. I think he's taken his career onto even greater heights. Paula just making a point there that nobody leaves Liverpool and betters themselves. Didn't McManaman go to Real Madrid and win the Champions League? And didn't Michael Owen win the Ballon d'Or after leaving Liverpool?
Let's go to Neil, who's a Liverpool fan. He's just don't start sort of just trying to score points.
Well, no, points. I'm just saying it's not always the case. Real Madrid's not a step down from Liverpool, is it? Let's be honest.
No, but I don't think it's the step up it was back in the day.
Maybe not.
Neil, hello.
Hi, you're all right.
Yeah, good, thank you. What do you want to say about Trent Alexander-Arnold?
Yeah, I'm good. Well, I'm not a businessman, mate, but we've had a lot of experience of this, and I think it's all part of the dance. of the negotiations. I heard in the media that like Real Madrid don't put in enough unless there's no smoke without fire. That he said something, but I think also it doesn't necessarily mean he's going to go to Real Madrid. It could be he's trying to force Liverpool's hand to get the contract over the line.
Yeah.
Possibly, that's how I look at it.
Well, listen, I think there's been so much talk about the fact that Real Madrid are lurking. There's no sort of secret that they need players, and they need players of that sort of quality. So you can understand it. The Jude Bellingham connection, you put 2 and 2 together, you get 4. But there is also a scenario here where he just changes his mind and he ends up staying at Liverpool. We don't know what's going to happen because it isn't sorted yet. But I wouldn't be surprised either way, to be honest. If he goes to Real Madrid, I think that's probably the most likely situation. But I wouldn't be surprised if he stayed. I mean, the idea that Trent owes Liverpool something is ludicrous, says Adam. He's been a loyal player and he's within his rights to look at opportunities after everything he's done for the club. He's been at the club for 20 years. Right, he's 26 years of age. He's been at the club. He was spotted on a school's half-term camp when he was 6 years of age. I mean, he's been involved with Liverpool for a very long time. He's given the best, every single year of his life, apart from 6 of them. Morning, Sam and Alex. As a Liverpool fan, I'm resigned myself to the fact that Trent will probably find the lure of Madrid too tempting to resist. I'd love him to stay and captain the club when Virgil eventually leaves, but I can understand him wanting a new challenge and probably north of double the money he's getting right now. He's won everything there is to win in the last 5 or 6 years. If he goes, I wish him all the best and thank him for what he's done for the club. Dave, who is a Liverpool fan. I'm sure it's going to split opinion. Of course it is, because if someone leaves your club, you can't understand it, because you'd give everything to play for your club. You'd give everything to play in that red shirt of Manchester United. So why would anybody else not want to? But over time, things change. They're professional footballers.
It's just been pointed out to me, by the way, that Michael Owen won the Ballon d'Or as a Liverpool player. So
I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it. So your point scoring has been chalked off.
Stephen McManaman still went and won the Champions League. So
it's a slightly different era. Slightly different era. Liverpool were in a massive rebuild at the
time. But you're right what you're saying there. The only loyalty in football comes from the fans. And actually,
of course it is.
The sort of... The one club man is a dying breed, really, isn't he? It just doesn't exist anymore.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.